Hey everyone, welcome back to my Anthropology Journal podcast. This week's topic honestly felt like a full circle moment. Everything we've been learning about culture, identity, and bias came together here. We dug into the idea that race isn't biological, it's social. That sounds simple, but once you unpack it, it changes how you see almost everything. So, quick recap before I start rambling. We watched the talk Race is Not Real, but Race Does Matter. The speaker opened with a little boy asking, "Am I black or white?" And his aunt tried to answer like it was a math problem. Two white parents, so you're white. But the kid said, "Well, when I grow up, I'm going to be black." That line hit me. At 5 years old, he already understood that race comes with rules, with value, with meaning. And he wanted to claim one that gave him identity. It shows how early we learn that color equals category, even when adults avoid the conversation. The speaker flipped the logic we usually hear. Race is not real, but race does matter. Meaning, there's no genetic proof that one group is smarter, faster, or better, yet those made up ideas still run the world. We tell kids everyone's the same, but society teaches them otherwise through TV, toys, or who gets praised at school. Silence isn't neutral, silence trains bias. Then there was the story about Elliot, the kid who called his own skin gray. That cracked me up at first. Like, same, sometimes I look in bad lighting and I'm gray too, but it also made a point. He'd already learned that darker skin is called black, but nobody ever told him what to call himself. That confusion is the moment where culture sneaks in and defines color as identity. Another part that stood out was the section about parents. Researchers found that many white parents tell their kids, "Don't talk about race, everyone's equal." Their hearts are in the right place, but the result is that children still notice race. They just notice it without guidance. They start connecting stereotypes to what they see, not what they're taught. That's how those small biases keep growing up with us. Now, let's jump across the map to Brazil because the readings added a cool comparison. In Brazil, people don't just say black or white, they have over 100 ways to describe skin tone. Words like pardo, moreno, marrom, bombom. It's a whole spectrum instead of two boxes. A woman in the film said her skin was chocolate brown, but since that category doesn't exist officially, she just checks Pardo. It's messy, but kind of fascinating. One country, endless shades, and still the same problem. Color decides opportunity. Even though Brazil looks more mixed, lighter skin still opens doors. So again, it's not about biology, it's about power. When I heard that, I thought about my own experience moving between cultures. In some places, people judge first by accent, in others, by skin tone. I remember realizing how the same person, me, can be read so differently depending on where I stand. That's when it really clicks that race isn't fixed. It's a social rulebook that changes by country. All right, let's go a bit deeper. If race isn't written in our genes, why do we still organize life around it? Because it's useful for control, for excuses, for sorting who belongs. History used science to fake prove it, and now culture keeps repeating it. And even now, people want to bring biology back into it, like race-specific drugs or genetics-based ancestry kits that pretend to draw perfect borders between humans. Cool tech, bad logic. The talk also made me think about how we talk to kids. That story about the granddaughter saying, "Black Elsa is ugly." Man, that was brutal but honest. The grandfather didn't yell, he asked questions. That changed everything. It showed that conversations about race aren't dangerous. Silence is. When we tell the truth early, we don't burden kids. We free them from confusion. For me, that connects to anthropology in a really practical way. Boas taught that culture shapes behavior, not biology. This week's lesson is that we still have to teach that every day. Being post racial isn't the goal. Being post racist is, and that takes work. It's like fixing software that's been coded wrong for hundreds of years. You don't just delete it, you debug it line by line. Now, to expand a bit, how do we apply this? If we accept that race is made up but still powerful, then fixing it means changing systems, not just minds. Bias hides in job applications, in algorithms, in who a teacher calls on first. So being anti-racist means looking at the structures, not just the headlines. That's where anthropology actually becomes useful. It helps us see patterns that people think are normal. And honestly, I think that's the takeaway for this week. The question isn't, is race real? It's, why did we build our world around it? Once you see it's made up, you can start unmaking it by how you talk, hire, vote, and even joke. So, yeah, thanks for listening.